Well, the time has come to wipe this thing clean because it is going off to Manly on Wednesday, and today is currently Monday. So I figured I'll get this done as quick as possible. And yeah. And I'm trying to do this all with one hand, get all wiped down. Considering this thing has been sitting on standby for like the last 3 days, that's kind of impressive. I mean, it has been sitting completely on standby. I've been using it here and there. Pretty much, this is everything. Whole bunch of applications. I'm not going to bother to move any of the silver because I don't need to. I can just reinstall it. Music is all pretty much here. I do actually want to copy all that because I don't want to have to remake all those sounds. I did pick up because I don't have to shift cables around because I do have a hard drive that I can use for this. But I bought one of these. This is like only 10 bucks at Target. They were having a clearance. 32 gig drive. Not bad, not bad. But I picked one up because for this very purpose, and can use it to move my data over. Like pretty much everything here is all the important stuff on my computer. My phone just went off. Why did my phone go off? I'm so spoiled by SSDs. Anyway, we're gonna cut and let this do its thing. One of the things that absolutely perplexes me, and one of the reasons why I'm probably gonna just wipe this thing completely clean and start all over again, is somehow I'm using about 80 gigs of space. Even though about 10 gigs of photo storage, even though like I've cleared most of that stuff out, it's still like it should not be using that much. I should not be using 150 gigs. Something went wrong, and I need to figure out what went wrong. Trash is taking forever to empty, though. Goodness. Yeah. This USB drive ain't the fastest, but it'll do. So basically what I'm going to do before I wipe it is I'm going to come here. Disk Maker X, yes we have it. We're going to make a install USB of Yosemite, which should be here. Yeah, it's right there. I'm going to make that. We're just going to wipe the whole thing clean. Because this MacBook is a special kind of hosed. It just needs a complete software wipe. So, OS 10 be damned, we're just going to yank that. It's going to complain. And we're going to go ahead and this is my custom built. Should come up. Drag this to the desktop. Now the USB on my custom is a lot faster. Like that was almost instantaneous. I think I have actually shut that. I think I have the Yosemite installer actually already on here. Yeah, I do. Okay, so we're just gonna make it on here then because I don't know why the USB is so slow on my MacBook because it is much faster on my custom built. So that's what we're going to do. We're just going to make it on the custom built. So I'm going to grab Disk Maker and we'll come right back. Oh, that Chinglish. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and download this. And it just works. Why did it Why is it going to my applications? What the hell? Just gonna install that shite. Applications. And where is that? Open. This is very hacky, but it works. Use this copy. Use this one. Erase and create the disk, continue. Now it's just going to take forever to do the thing, and I'm going to have to enter my password at some point. So we'll come back once we're ready to firebomb the MacBook. Well, that's going. I totally forgot. I'm pretty sure people are going to call me out on it before they even see this part. I totally forgot you can just boot recovery. You can boot internet recovery, and it'll just do that. You don't actually need a USB stick to install. But I got all the stickers off the back, so that's a thing. Kind of makes me sad a little bit, because this thing has been my faithful companion for the last year. But now, it's all about the E6420, which is sitting over there under a chewed-up cushion, dejected and unused. I have plans for that thing. The problem is it's kind of a little bit useless to me right now, because the battery is pretty shot up. In fact, I'll go grab it right now. We'll put it right on the desk, and I'll show you. I also feel the need to mention, it came a little bit, Manly gave it to me with one of these really strange power adapters. I have my mismatching 2-pin plugged into it because, well, it's a bit longer than the one that came with it. But here's the fun thing. It only actually goes out about this far. And then you use an extension cable, a Dell extension cable, to bring it out further. So really, this thing could be a tiny power supply, or it can be a long power supply. It's really up to you what you want to do with it. So, let's get into the E6420. One thing I do like is being able to have one of these. But kind of interesting is this one does not have a, I think that's a secure card? Yeah. Doesn't have a secure card slot. Doesn't have the RFID reader. Doesn't have the fingerprint reader like my old E6420 did. And as you can see, this is an E6430, which again means it's merely the Ivy Bridge version of the E6420. It's a very small step. And let's look down because I have personal information up. But I have a Specky up, and you can kind of see what it basically is. Basically, this thing is 1 year newer than the E6420 that I used to have. So it's a little bit better. I think the E6420 would actually beat this thing, because the E6420 had an i7 in it. This one only has an i5. Also, as you can see here, you've got the 768p screen, which is utter crap, and integrated graphics, which isn't terrible for this display. Like, Apple tried to run a Retina display off of this, and I mean, it worked, I guess. But if we go down to the Dell System Manager, if I can find it. Yeah, no, Smart Connect, that's not it. Dell. Where is the pile of Dell? Anyway. That's kind of cool. Okay. Shut this down. Give it a quick reboot. It does have the backlit keyboard though, which I do appreciate. basically in this thing's current incarnation, it's kind of more of a cumbersome pile of junk than it is useful. But it does have some use to me. It has a very good upgrade path. I can slot in a i7 if I so please. There's not much I can do about the integrated graphics, short of an entire motherboard swap, which is going to cost more than the machine is worth. And the display can be swapped as well, so I can swap it out for its higher resolution cousin. There it goes. Dell System Manager, your battery is able to charge normally. It's reaching the end of its usable life. You might want to consider purchasing a new battery now. And if we shut down, I don't want to make it sound like I'm ungrateful for I'm ungrateful for having this machine. I really do appreciate the fact that I was kind of able to transgrade here. But just like I would be remiss if I didn't say, like, this machine has very limited usefulness with me. It's more of a last resort type of machine. Can I get into the BIOS? Please let me into the BIOS. Which one is it? Delete. I don't know which one's going to let me into the BIOS. I'm also about to run out of power, so I'll be right back. Alright, now that I'm connected up to my very awesome power bank. Yeah, finally got it. Turns out F12 will get you into the boot menu, and from there you can just go. It says support UEFI, but I'm not going to touch that. We can get into the BIOS from here. And it uses Dell's graphical BIOS, but we're not going to use that for now. But yeah, you can see battery health low. And I've had this thing shut down at 25% on me, so it really needs some help. 2013. So this was bought early 2013. Actually, no, it was manufactured early 2013. Ownership dates 3/8/2013. So this thing is not pretty recent, actually. Actually, there is a thing on the bottom here. It tells you when it was manufactured. I'm actually kind of looking at it with my camera. 2/2/2013. Yeah, and you can see that's when it was manufactured. So, battery information, video, brightness. This thing's already in HCI mode. Now, something that the Latitude actually has that I really like is USB power share. Something the 6420 did not have, actually. And is it going to reboot? No. Yes, it is. But if we go around here, you might be able to see that is a USB port with a lightning bolt next to it. That means that is a power share port. That means that USB port is always kicking out power no matter what. Which is quite nice. You might have also noticed the SS letters on it, which means this E6430 actually has USB 3.0, which is very nice. The E6420, despite being introduced well into USB 3.0's life, did not have USB 3.0. I'm going to close this. If this thing's anything like the the 14Z, though. Yeah, it has one legacy. Funny that we're calling that legacy now. USB 2.0 port. Because some Windows installers don't recognize USB 3.0 yet. So we're going to shut this down. Yes, I know. So currently the Core i5 in this thing runs well enough. So I'm probably just going to leave that be for now. The main upgrades that need to happen with this machine are the display, the battery, and that's about it. The Core i7 will come much later because those are still $200 for a mobile processor. So that's not a thing I'm worried about. The CD-ROM drive still comes out just as easy. Basically, this really is just a very minor iteration on the E6420. There's fewer screws, you'll notice. There's only 2 holding the hard drive in. The other 2 are missing. There's only one up here, and there's none over here. It's all held in with snaps. There's one right there, then the battery comes right out, like usual. Standard 60 watt-hour battery. This is still good for about 2 hours of runtime, I think. But again, that is actually, I think this goes in like, I can never figure out these things. And all the speakers work, unlike the E6420 where one of the speakers went out. Now we got 2 USB 2.0 ports because there's an eSATA port that is a combo port right there. So this thing has 4 USB ports. It is packing. Battery life, though, is a serious downgrade from this because this thing can get 10 hours, no problem. This thing, 2. Just 2. But I'm not worried because if I truly wanted to, you could buy, and this is why I wanted this machine, actually. You could buy an extended battery that extends out the back a little bit. You can buy a battery slice that plugs into this right here. Then you can pull this out, and I'll pull my light over so I can try and see inside here. I'm not sure if you can see it. I'm trying to get it on the viewfinder. Actually, sit up a little bit. I'm doing this completely handheld. I am so sorry. But you can see those pins in the center there. That's for a battery. So you can have 3 batteries in the system. Now, that might be overkill. In fact, it will. If I ever do get a secondary battery, besides the back one, it will be the one that replaces this. Because I don't have, I mean, it's nice to have this, but I don't use it as much as I mean, if I had the choice, I don't use it as much as this would go, but pretty much that is it for this laptop, to be honest. Like, there's really not much to it. It's an E6420 with a better processor. That's all it is. So, that's it, really. I'll see you guys later.